sitting in the dark drinking coffee.
It's bright as fuck in here. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know. Well, here we are drinking coffee.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Get your mug. There we go. Chad, what episode is this, Chad? I see a lot of numbers on this screen today.
Yes, this is, at the moment, episode number 155. We are going to introduce you today to our very good friend, Liam Leach, who is the extremely talented young fellow who presented us with two handmade guitars, a guitar and a bass guitar at in Round Rock several months ago. Those are beginning of October. Yeah. We had a really nice long conversation with him a couple of days ago.
The joke was, the joke I heard was he was a Lutheran. And I was like, yeah, those fucking guys, you can't trust them at all. And I realized he said Luthier. And I was like, oh, yeah, no, well, he's fine. He's fine.
Yeah. And the word is just Luthier, right? Not Luthier.
I guess you say tomato, I say tomato. I don't know.
I think I've heard people say it both ways.
Luthier is French.
Yeah.
Luthier would be the French pronunciation.
I don't know. It's not a French word, though, is it?
I think a luthier builds guitars out of like cotton candy or something.
Cheese. Cheese and red wine.
Uh-huh. Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I hope you enjoy our conversation with Liam Leach.
Yes.
Is this it? Are we on?
We are on.
Fuck yeah. Ladies and gentlemen of SlapperCast world, I want to introduce to you one of the finest luthiers in the land, Lord Liam Lionheart Leach. The illustrious, the daddy.
Yes.
There it is. What you're looking at, boys and girls, is look at that. Look at all this wood.
Oops.
It is so nice to see those again in the proper hands, you know.
Love this thing.
Yeah, this is ridiculous, man. It's just so good. Just for those of you who don't know, we showed these on a previous episode. Liam, Luthier Liam, as he shall now be referred to, but he showed it. We've known his father and his mother for a long time, and got to meet Brooke and Liam, their kids, and so it was a while ago. I want to say it was San Antonio when Liam had accompanied Terry down to a show. And he said, yeah, I'm going to Luthier school. I'm going up to Michigan, up to the wilderness, and I'm going to become a luthier. And he said, I'm going to build you a guitar. And I was like, man, he's been drinking. You know, that's a massive statement. You know, and then shows up in Round Rock with this beast. Mm-hmm. This, ladies and gentlemen, is handmade. I mean, if you've, anyway.
Hey, don't mess up the finish too much.
Too late, pal. I've slept with that. That guitar is the only guitar I've ever heard say, "Get me out of here." But yeah, so he showed up in Round Rock with these two guitars, with this handmade, with this beautifully crafted piece of wood, and the same for Chad. I mean, and we were floored, absolutely floored. It was the end of the show, typically when somebody says, hey, I have something for you, it's usually a bill or a warrant or a bullet. But this was just the greatest surprise, and we've enjoyed these instruments thoroughly. Instruments have just been such a dream and sounding so good, and they look so good, but anyway, that's not only why we wanted you on here, but Liam, welcome.
Thank you. Oh man, it is. I'm going to be honest. I didn't expect to ever be on, anything like this at all whatsoever. So, I don't even know where to go right now.
Well, just start. So, what made you want to be a luthier? I mean, where did that begin?
Man. Well, I don't want to make this like an entire life story, but let's just say Billy Joe Armstrong really inspired me. As a guitarist. Mm-hmm. Both of my parents could probably tell you how many times I sung Boulevard of Broken Dreams, like in the car every single day. And then as soon as, I want to say, like, as soon as I met both Patty in chat here. I it made me realize that at a very young age, it just made me realize that people can do something um, out of the creativity of their mind. And later on in high school, I was didn't have anything to do, and I saw this video of this guy who was just like, yeah, man, this dude came up to me after my show one day, and out of nowhere, he's just like, bro, tell me what you want, I'm gonna build you it. And he's like, okay, cool. All right. For starters, can you put an egg shaker inside of it with a contact microphone? And it's it's just an entire list of like all this crazy stuff. It's got like 9 pickups on it, like 6 for each of the saddles. There's like 3 contact microphones. There's a shaker inside of it. It's like this disgusting, like absolutely horrendous shade of mucus green with this beard shavings like sprinkled all over the body. And it's the most horrendous thing that I've ever seen, but that really sparked this sense of creativity inside of me, and I thought to myself, I want to be that guy. I want to go up to people, uh, unsolicited after their shows, and just be, "Yo, I'm gonna make you a guitar." Uh, and that's probably where the courage came from, and in at that San Antonio bar.
Wow.
Well, I have to tell you too. When somebody says they're going to build you a guitar, I expect, and seriously, I mean, just like a broom with a wire coming off it, and like a tub, some kind of. And I really did. It was such a thrill to get a machine that you can take home and you don't have to adjust. It's ready to go. I mean, we plugged it in after that show. I mean, did you tinker with stuff as a kid? Did you build stuff? Did you destroy vacuum cleaners and stereos? And
I don't know. I don't know where you were standing during my childhood, but yeah, exactly.
yeah.
My grandfather would actually go to the flea market and buy just random junk, like $5 at a time, and hand it to me. And he'd give me a tiny little screwdriver and just let me have at it.
Cool.
What a great gift.
Man. Yeah, it was great. I was always the kid that wanted to see what was going on inside of stuff. I actually accidentally repaired a vacuum cleaner just by taking it apart and putting it back together.
Wow.
Hashtag humble brag. Oh, man.
How old were you when that happened?
I think I was 11.
You're 11? Cool.
Yeah.
Just for the record, I never touched a vacuum until I was like 40, just so you know. So, oh man, it's weird. It's really weird. So are you actively pursuing clients right now because you live kind of close to Austin, and you're a small town, so yes, you're in Austin, but are you actively pursuing clients now to work on gear?
Yeah, in my own independent practice. I'm of course I'm already a guitar technician as of late. I've been one for I think the better part of a year now, and that's really just been an absolute blessing for me. It's just been an overwhelming joy to be able to help people out with their instruments. It's amazing the amount of trust that people put towards you with their instruments. Because some of these people they've had that Martin D18 since they were like 16, and it was their dad's guitar from when he got it back in like 76. Or even just like this is my son's guitar. I don't exactly know what I'm doing, but you're the first person that I can think of, and I would really appreciate it if you could make this as good of an experience for him as possible while he's trying to learn to play, you know?
Yeah, and well, I've also had other work. I've also given you other guitars to work on since, and they came back just singing. Players will tell you all the time. When they pick up a guitar that they like, they're gonna there's songs in this wood. There's a great documentary where Mark Knopfler is he goes to meet this guy up in Long Island of all places, and he's a luthier, and he's one of the last great Italian luthiers that makes these incredible acoustic guitars, and he makes it's just this amazing piece where he talks about how the wood. That wood is singing before before it touches the glue or before a plane hits it or whatever. I mean, he knows, and he picks the wood that's going to match the, not even cosmetically. This is all for sonic reasons. That this is all
acoustic resonance. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's definitely a rabbit hole. That's one of the things that I learned up in Michigan is like, they will have an entire storeroom, like, packed to the brim. I'm not even kidding when I say, like, literally a third of their shop there is just storing wood, and they have all these ways of measuring, like, the sonic reverberations of it and what frequencies are going to come out of this one specific piece of wood. And one of the teachers there, an amazing man, his name escapes me right now. Sam Guidry, that's it. Absolutely phenomenal luthier. He specializes in making fingerstyle acoustic guitars, and he's able to guess, the resonant frequency of a piece or a set of wood, a book match of spruce, mahogany, what have you, to the closest note.
Wow.
That it will sing out to, and it is absolutely amazing to see his work, and the way that he does it.
Was he able to show you what he does, or is it top secret? I have to kill you if you know.
I mean, if you want to pony up about, like, $20,000, he'll definitely share the secrets with you. But thankfully,
Listen,
I already did that.
Yeah, yeah. I'll tell you some lies for 10. How about that?
Oh man!
But how long were you up there for? How long were you in the school?
I was there for a period of 6 months, and in that time, I built 4 instruments. 2 of them in a 2-month period, and the other 2 over the course of 4.
Wow.
Individually speaking, Chad's bass, which is lovingly called the Bravocado, was actually the first instrument that I made there.
Wow.
And the finish on it was actually an accident. I was trying to go for a kind of a tropical iguana type of thing, but me being me, I forgot that colors mix. And blue turns to green when you add it to yellow.
Wow.
Well,
that's funny. And
lucky for me.
Yeah.
When Chad was doing porn, they used to call him the tropical iguana. That's really weird. It's it kind of all ties. It kind of all ties back. But we don't need to talk about how he got that name, because it really is. It's Peter will shut us down.
I imagine it is very wet.
That's funny. That's what all the ladies paid for. Did you leave there? Did you leave there more enthusiastic, or did they just work you to the bone? What was it? What was the 6 months like?
The first 2 months were probably the hardest, because you're building 2 instruments, over the course of 2 months, and that's really stressful. Because they're not only teaching you the basics, but they're just like, oh, by the way, the dude who owns this school, he was like one of the first, apprentices of Dan Erlewine. For those who don't know, he is the only man alive currently who is allowed to work on Willie Nelson's guitar, and
Right.
the owner of and the owner of the largest luthier supply company, Stuart McDonald.
Wow.
Yes. Stumac, right? Yeah, I've seen his videos. Yeah, where he's working on Trigger. Yeah,
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely amazing.
So now there's not many luthier schools left, right? There's not many in the States, is there?
No, I think there's like maybe 3. There's one in Vermont. There's one, I believe, in Colorado, and the one that I went to, which was in Michigan. Other than that, I was looking at initially. I was looking at going to Ireland, which would have been fun, but I'm not much of a I'm not much of a fiddle guy. So
Yet.
And the other school was in Canada, but I didn't think that I had the ability to survive a Canadian winter, so I went to Michigan, which is even worse.
It's the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with worse food.
Oh,
jeez.
I don't. There was actually a really good sandwich shop there. They imported all of their cheeses from Wisconsin.
Yeah, they imported the sandwich shop too. That's not from Michigan.
Yeah. Details.
I'm just giving them a hard time. I have a ton of family from Michigan, so I have to give them a little hell. So what's next? Is there going to be a brick and mortar shop with your name on the front?
Hopefully, it's already in the works. I have like a Weebly website. I need to update it. I have a logo. Chad was actually nice enough to offer to make me an actual website.
Yes.
Which I will definitely take him up on once I, know what I want out of it.
I respect that, sir. I respect that.
Yeah, I hate being the guy who pays someone to do something and, half of it's just like, oh, I don't like that. Can you make it more like, like not that, please?
Yeah.
I want to be, constructive. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's you're right. But the good thing about having him on board is he's so much experience that if you run up against a wall, he's usually got a ladder or a shovel. So you're not in. We've been lucky. We actually these words were uttered today. Were that you're lucky you got Chad running around there because not a lot of. It was actually Sienna. From Nebraska, she had said to me today. She said, "You're lucky you have him running around. A lot of bands don't have that." I said, "Yeah, we are. And I can call him at 4:00 in the morning, and of course he's up, on his surfing, whatever the hell he's doing at 4:00 in the morning. But he's there. He goes, yeah, I got it. I'm on it. Change, So yeah, if you run up against a wall in any kind of stuff like that, he's always got good suggestions. He actually runs a couple of other websites for some bands and some private businesses and stuff like that, and they're it's funny because he can do work in the van when we're on tour, and it's not uncommon to hear him go, yeah, well, they called and they didn't know what to do, so I sent them a thing, and they go, yeah, that's great, I love it. It's usually those conversations that are over before you blink, and he's got the problem solved, and then we're just driving along happy. He comes highly recommended in that regard. So what would be the first step for a brick and mortar shop, to where you could go in and do because you are in the town that needs this stuff, guitars are, to me, the greatest instrument ever. Gary Moore, good friend of mine, look him up. Gary Moore said that the guitar is the most expressive instrument ever made, and I couldn't agree more with that statement.
Yeah,
and he's right too. But the beauty of guitar is they are fragile and they are temperamental and they are but once you learn how to make them sing and how to keep them in, bring them to the right person, the person that you trust, it's just it's so comforting knowing that, like I sent you those guitars and I said, can you do this, this, and this? And I didn't think anything of it because I knew from this one, I knew what was coming down, the pike. So it was anyway. So I ask you that because it's a serious business to go out on your own, and this has got to be done. I mean, people have got to know when you talk about a handmade instrument that's put together with such care, with such, I mean, just the fretboard on this thing. This is the most fun I've had on second most fun I've had with a piece of wood, if you know what I mean. But it really is. It's just such a pleasure to play, and it's so just smooth, and but it's a rich guitar. It's not you get a lot of these guitars. Go to the Evil Empire and plug in like a little Squire or something, and you'll hear you'll feel is thin and transparent and irrelevant. That's kind of what this is, the polar opposite of that. It's everything that you want in a guitar. It's just beautiful. So I say that because I just think that it's imperative. It's way gone the time. You should be in a storefront. Of course, that's easy to say, but I think that there should be I think that your services are in desperate need, and especially in that town. So
yeah, thankfully I may not have a proper I may not be my own shop yet, but I can still help out other people. I actually just not even an hour and a half ago I got off of that job at the guitar store, and it's I think what it really comes down to is trying to find the space and being able to allocate enough time to be able to have that be the main focus, because that's what I want to do. I thought that when I got out of Michigan, I thought that I wanted to be this bang for your buck budget guitar maker, that wouldn't give you absolute trash for $300. But and I still want to do that. I really do, but it's just kind of shifted a little bit. I want to be the guy that people trust with their favorite instruments. I don't, while I really do appreciate, and I really do, I really, I'm very thankful that not only did y'all take my gifts with open arms, but I heard from Patrick's girlfriend when she picked up those two guitars that Chad has not used a single other bass since he got the Bravocado.
We've been inseparable.
Yeah,
we just recorded with it recently too for the first time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to hear it.
Oh, yeah.
And it was right out of the box. It was we were all kind of looking at each other like, well, what the fuck was that? What happened there? We're just not used to that tone. And it was it comes from the wood. It starts at the beginning, and you didn't. I don't think that you're capable of making a $300 piece of trash. I think that I just don't think. And I'm not saying that just because we're recording this. I truly believe that your attention to detail, and I know from working with this, I know that this is not you're just not capable of half-assing it. So it's
I've been cursed with perfectionism.
It's a rarity in our a lot of people want to a lot of people want to just we'll just fix that E string and we'll just throw it out the door and they'll be fine. No, that's if you spend an extra couple of minutes, it's like that in everything. If you put a little extra effort in it, it'll come back to pay you off. is there such a thing as one of these co-op spaces where you don't have to buy the building, buy the tools, buy the, is there something that, is there something that exists like that in Austin that may you might want to have a booth there to where you're not paying stupid money every single month and crossing your fingers that the business is there versus a booth which is pennies on the dollar. And anyway, I've just been thinking a lot about this business because I want to I want to be able to drop off a trailer full of guitars and go fix.
Yeah. I'm actually not sure about that last part. I do know that there's more than likely going to be a couple of places, here in Austin, that are called creator spaces, maker spaces, what have you. And it's just a big open shop. Anybody can come in, and they can use it as long as they don't, cut their arms off or,
sign
more
a piece
importantly,
of paper.
fingers. Yeah. You sign a piece of paper, say you're not, an idiot with power tools, and then you're free to go. You're a kid in a candy shop and a bandsaw is there. And I've actually thought about this, especially for the project that you and I have been stewing up for a little bit. I've actually been thinking about that a lot more. I recently found a bit of hardware that I think may actually work with what we're going to be doing.
Nice.
And I don't know if, you want to let the cat out of the bag, so to speak, right now. But, yeah.
Why not? We can tell Patreon.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, put it behind a paywall. Secrets are only worth $10 a month.
Yeah.
So Patty, as soon as I got to the show in Round Rock, at that bar, he, we talked for a little bit. We went back and forth on what he wanted out of the guitars that he was doing. To me, it was a simple pickup swap. The only hard part was trying to find alternatives to a signature pickup from Gibson. But another thing that he brought to my attention was the fact that he wanted a double neck guitar, but not in the traditional sense. He wanted it to be like, it's got this big menacing, active 6-string thing, so he can riff as hard as possible, go full dime bag on it, shred the ever living shit out of it, and then whenever he felt it appropriate, he would go over to the other neck, which just so happens to be a mandolin. I'm still working on how to get that down. I think the only two things that we have settled at this point is the fact that it's going to be, a mandolin guitar hybrid, and that we're going to be calling it the Parasite, I believe.
Love it.
Because it's such an unnatural combination. Like, how can you not call it something like that?
I agree.
Very cool.
I agree, and yes, you nailed it. Can I show you I think I have the body right here. Can I show you the body that I was thinking of?
Yeah, please do.
All right.
Yes.
Give me 1 second. All right, where are we? What's that?
Oh, wow.
So this is the body. I don't know how many guitars I have. I have way too many. However, I've been stealing parts from this one. So this is the body I was thinking.
Ooh.
See the EMG active pickups? So I was thinking about ripping off this top part and having the neck come out at an angle. It would be only the one EMG here. Take this out. So the mandolin neck, which you can have one of my mandolins too, and just rip the neck off that, put it. So that would be coming up at an angle here, which would just make it look even more parasitic.
Is that bridge routed for a Floyd?
Yeah.
Okay, that actually works out well because I have a spare Floyd Rose original that I have
Ooh.
nothing to do with.
See?
So
Well, I still have the parts from this too. And I was going to ask you as well if you would like the graveyard of bits of gear that I have, if you would like those, because I
mhm.
think, especially in starting a new business, I think it would be nice to have some of these. I have everything from guitar, from the volume knobs to old pots that I replaced. I mean, not good pots that I replaced from mediocre guitars to put better ones in, and all the. So if you would like that graveyard of or that Franken box, that stuff is yours happily. So
Yeah, that's a wow. Okay, that's a lot more than I thought. I've actually been like slowly accruing a collection of spare parts, pickups, hardware, stuff like that. All the guitars that you see in this part of the frame, aside from that PRS right there, have all been modified in some way. Because these are all my project guitars. I may have accidentally went a little too crazy with a couple of my paychecks and my and my employee discounts. Um, and I'm actually planning on selling a couple of these.
say again, I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, I'm actually planning on selling a couple of these just because I this is too many for me to play. I
Yeah.
can't play all of these. I only have two hands, and that's
So that's
eight
let me do the math.
guitars.
That's 26 guitars. If you got two hands, if you got three
Yeah.
hands, it should be 82. But it's difficult math.
And honestly, some of these are actually really good. There's the vast majority of them are budget guitars. But I know what I'm doing. I have the proper training, and not to say that nobody but people with my skills or any sort of gradient of what I do can't do what I'm doing. It's just that I just happen to be able to do it at my skill level, and I'm in a musical community that thrives off of used gear that has
Oh
been
yeah.
upgraded in some way, shape, or form. I actually have this. No, that's not it. This guy. This is the first 8 string that I ever bought.
Whoa.
Um,
Oh,
it
wow.
is absolutely insane. The only problem is I barely know what to do with 6 strings. So half the time I just kind of either play that one Doom song
The
by
what?
Mick Gordon. Doom.
Doom?
Uh,
I don't know.
I think it just a newer game. I think um, or I just play Deftones
Yeah.
uh, on it, and it's fun. It's nice. But it's not what I would consider something that I would need right now.
Yeah.
It was it was an impulse buy, and I'm going to turn it into an impulse paycheck eventually.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
I didn't even know there was such
um,
a thing, H string.
oh,
Yeah.
they go all the way up to 10.
It's
Yeah.
insane.
It's stupid. It's just the again. My son has the 7 string, that same model, and
Hmm.
uh, and he goes, hey, so we restrung it together. We were going through, and it was just one more string, and I just so we tuned that last one to the C, so it was just this.
Hmm.
It's just okay, but really
It's
fun to play.
Yeah, no, they're great. They're amazing. I actually personally really like 7 strings because as a guy who likes to basically dick around and riff a lot.
Yeah,
7 strings are really good because it gives you that extra low bit without having to down tune,
yeah,
um, and you still have an entire fretboard in standard tuning. I think that's the John Petrucci philosophy on seven strings, but
Yeah,
no,
I
I'll
got
just take
thrown. I
credit
got
for it.
thrown out of an online message or discussion board because I said all seven strings and Telecasters should be free. They were buying and selling stuff, and I said, "Yeah, that's those stuff. They're worthless." And they're like, "Shut up, get out of here."
I mean, all the people who did that, all the people who say that are probably, people that listen to the music that I used to listen to in high school, where it's just like, tune it down to drop G and hope for the best. While the dude is, just talking about how much he hates society and the,
Yeah,
government sucks.
yeah.
Uh,
And then they're going to stare at the shoes, and they're going to play at volumes that are going to make your teeth fall out. It's not. Yeah.
and more
It
importantly, they will have very tight choreography on their headbanging.
yeah. Yeah. People think I headbang. It's not. It's just trying to get the hair out of my mouth. So, but
It's true.
so what's next? What's next? What's your next move? What's going to be the?
I think at this point, I mean, I mostly have this guitar technician job currently because I took such a massive break, partially to my own fault, but also because when I got back from Michigan, it was literally right before they shut down the airlines. So there was an entire year where nothing was going on, and I didn't have anything to go to, and I didn't know where to go. So I just kind of didn't. I think about halfway through 2020, I finally decided to. Well, I say I finally decided to. I was I was heavily suggested to finish a workbench, just to have something to do and
Yeah.
really just occupy my time and have it be something that's nice and positive. And I still have that workbench, thankfully. It's only been 2 years. I really hope it's not broken right now because I haven't seen it in about a month. Um, but that's my workstation.
Yeah.
It's a very important thing to have, and I think at this point, really what I'm looking for is some shop space and to build up a clientele
Yeah.
currently, not just through this wonderful advertising that's currently going on. Sponsored by Brondo, by the way. Brondo is got what plants crave. Uh, but it I would like my work to speak for itself, but that only gets you so far.
Yeah.
And that's why I really appreciate being able to come on here, because as soon as you asked if I wanted to be on a podcast, in my head I had to calm down. I was oh my god, you're gonna be hearing a podcast with Blaggards.
Listen, it's been on our mind forever. This thing has become such a I'm going to say labor of love. I don't know if that's the correct term for it, but this thing has become. It started off, and again, I feel horrible saying it again, but it's the truth. I never wanted to do this thing. I absolutely didn't want to do it. Podcast and anal rape, or just same thing in my head. I fucking don't
Yeah.
like it. I don't like it. I don't know everyone do it again. No. Now, no, but seriously, it never occurred to me that this would be something that we would enjoy, but then it's the time that you need to do this is because I'm not pointing any fingers, but the bald one over there is, he was like, "Yo, is it weekly?" It's like, fuck. So, and I say that, in jest too, because we've had a ton of fun doing this, and we really have. It's they say herding cats. this is exactly what we have to do every week to make this happen. So you've been on our mind for, since the Round Rock show, but we just wanted to make sure that we had the right time to do it. Again, little baby Eric C. Hughes, our drummer extraordinaire, is in New Orleans, Louisiana. He is he's doing some work for a friend, so he's out of town.
He's helping somebody open a new bar, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
So he was. We still have to do this again because we have to have him on there because his opinions and his quips are irreplaceable. So we'll have to do it again. But yeah, what we need to do, I'm serious, we need to do a part 2 to this because I want to get people, in Austin, anywhere that want to get a hold of you, want them to be able to find you. But B, I also want to help too in the search for that spot. You may have to come to Houston, who knows? But whatever it is, it's got to happen. Your work is too valuable, and it needs to be out there.
Yeah, and hopefully by the next time that I'm invited on, I'll have a better microphone set up.
I think it's fine. It's fine.
I'm just worried that it's going to be you're talking and Chad's talking, and then in the very far background with some static going on, just like. Yeah, it was really great to be up in Michigan for 6 months.
No, it's going to sound good.
Oh, man.
It's going to sound great.
Oh,
yeah.
I hope so.
Oh, I keep forgetting Patrick has keyboard there.
I was trying to add some dramatic effects.
It's like it's a freaking morning zoo.
Yeah, but
all the traffic.
Yes, but listen, let's wrap this up. I want to get this that we're getting the first of our cold front coming through. So northern friends, it's going to drop down to 50 tonight. Woo! No, we got the thunder and lightning going on outside. I'm going to get some stuff in, but let's do this again. And like I said, Liam, we're going to have to do this again, and we'll get little baby Eric C. Hughes on the horn as well, and we'll go from there. We'll do it again.
Can I say a couple of things before you hit the stop button?
Yes.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. First off, a couple of stereotypes. First off, hi mom, hi dad, and hello to everybody out in Radio Land. And of course, I can't say it enough. Thank you guys so much. As weird as it sounds, y'all have been such an integral part of my childhood and growing up, and it's so nice to be able to contribute to the magic that y'all have given me over the years.
Man, thank you.
And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Oh, geez, I'm tearing up. Probably can't see it from the glare in my glasses because these don't have the anti-glare filter. But I really do mean that. Thank you. Really,
thank you, man. That means the world. And I'm so great. I mean, I don't know if we probably didn't say it enough, but your parents are old friends of ours now for feels like 20 years now. It hasn't been quite that long, but it might as well have been. They've been come to see us at Fido in Austin since the very beginning, and they went to Ireland with us a couple of years ago. And of course, so that's how we know you and how known each other for so long. And it's so trippy. I just had lunch with an old high school friend of mine, and we were just remarking on the fact that we still feel young up here, but there's all these things happening that remind us that we're at the point in our lives now where we can say, oh yeah, things that felt like it just happened yesterday, that was 30 years ago, and to have known you as long as we have, and all of a sudden you're, an adult who's making these amazing instruments, and so articulate and so well spoken and so passionate about what you do. It's magical to see these things happen in my lifetime. And it means the absolute world to me.
Yeah, same here. Like I said earlier, hey, I'm going to make you a guitar. Okay. Cigar box with a couple of, some fishing wire on it. Yeah, that's great in my head. And then I get this beautiful piece that's not only just a delight to look at, but it's just a dream to play.
Yeah. And
the fact that it's coming from, we've known Greg and Terry for so long, and just, they probably didn't tell you, but I used to stay out in Austin. We used to go running. So we'd play on a Saturday, or, on a Friday night, and then we'd have another gig on Saturday, whatever. And we'd get up and go running at downtown Austin. And
I remember that. I remember.
Oh, yeah.
I think the first time you actually took the wrong turn at the bridge, and you met a couple of. I think you said that you met a couple of hippies making, like, they were grilling up vegetarian meats. They were having a vegetarian barbecue, and I can't remember what was going on, but I know that, like, somewhere along the line they got really angry, and you were just like, "Yeah, well, at least I can enjoy bacon," and you just ran off in the other direction.
I don't recall that part, but I do recall many times going into the commune that was the river, the vegan river dance, whatever the hell it was. But yeah, it was the strangest thing. Again, I don't know how I knew as well. It's probably, it's Austin too, so they're probably, they were probably barbecuing on daisies or something, it was, yeah. I mean, so years and years and years of friendship, and then I think you share a birthday with my son as well. You guys are the exact same age, and
Oh, is that right?
yeah,
Wow, I didn't. Okay.
yeah, within a couple of days of each other. I think it's so. You're
Okay.
December. Are you 15?
No, 16.
16. That's right. Tara's 15. Connor's first. So, but you guys are 23.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm 23.
Yeah. 23 boys and girls, 23, and he's building instruments that these lifers can't replicate. So hats off to you, sir.
I went through all the hardships before I could legally drink.
Yeah, indeed. Indeed.
Oh,
but we have your word that we're going to get you again for this, right?
Yeah, definitely. I would absolutely love to.
Too, and anybody in Austin listening out there that knows of a place where we got us a tenant. We're ready for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could probably find me tagged in a couple of the Blaggards posts. If you want to get in contact with me that way, I don't mind. Just
Do you have an Instagram or Twitter that you could share?
I'm not usually on social media. I think the most that I'm active on is Instagram, just to see what all of my old friends are doing. If you want to follow me there and look at all the horrible posts that I've ever thought were cool, you could follow me at The Average Nemo, all one word, all lowercase. You'll know it's me because it has this weird picture of two me's, like, Cronenberg together. It's really weird looking.
Very cool. Do you have pictures of your work? Do you have luthier shots, or?
I think there's a couple of albums that I posted of pictures. I think one on my Instagram and one on my Facebook. But aside from that, sadly, my SD card got corrupted like 4 months into my stint at that school. So I actually lost a lot of the good pictures.
Oh no.
But it's really funny because when I look at my phone and I try to find, like, these pictures, I keep forgetting, but I always come back to the same set of photos of, like, these 10 brooms just lined up perfectly from the shop when, we were cleaning up. And it is the funniest thing to me every single time. But yeah, these guys probably have better pictures of the stuff that they have than I will ever be able to find. But if you want to see, the most recent guitar build that I had, there's an entire album on my Facebook. It's an archtop. I think it's modeled after some Gibson hollow body. I don't know.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we got to see that. Maybe Chad can go snatch that.
Yeah.
Post it on here.
Absolutely.
But yeah, you heard it here first, boys and girls. Love it. Yeah, so listen, let's do it again. And like I said, just, man, thank you for everything. It's just been, and this has been a blast too. So we'll do it again, and say hi to the family. and let's get this. I want this shop going. This is the year 2022. I want it up when it's January. It's Tuesday, January. Let's do it. Let's do it by June. I want this shop up and running by June. Let's get to work.
I mean, it's going to happen. I'm Year of the Tiger. This is the Year of the Tiger. This is my year, baby. It's going to happen. It's going to happen this year.
I know.
All right.
I know. I just want a place to put all these fucking guitars. Come on.
You just want a second garage.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
You're not ready for one, I think.
Yeah. All right, you all. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Liam. I'm going to hit stop and don't go anywhere.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. And scene.
Now we're back.
Mark.
We're back in the room.
Yeah, so that was great. I'll see you next week.
Yeah, cool. Good times.
Hey, thanks for listening. Don't go change it.